Hey, what's going on? So, I'm talking about the Anniversary Edition update that finally brings NVIDIA DLSS into the mix. And honestly, this is one of those updates that makes you stop for a second and go, okay, the headline feature here is DLSS support. And if you're not super familiar with that, it's basically AI upscaling that lets the game render at a lower resolution internally, but still look sharper while boosting performance. What that means in practice is smoother gameplay without sacrificing how things look. And on a system like the Switch 2, that matters a lot more than it does on high-end PCs. Now, the update specifically adds DLSS support for both 40 FPS and 60 FPS modes. That's important because those are the modes where performance can sometimes feel a bit uneven, especially when things get chaotic in the wasteland. With DLSS enabled, the game has more breathing room, so you're getting better frame pacing and cleaner visuals at the same time. It's not just about higher numbers, it's about consistency. And that's something Fallout 4 has always struggled with a bit on less powerful hardware. There's also a really smart touch here, where DLSS automatically disengages during UI-heavy screens like the Pip-Boy. That might sound like a small detail, but it actually makes a big difference. Text and menus stay crisp and readable instead of getting that slightly soft look that upscaling can sometimes cause. It shows that the developers didn't just throw DLSS in and call it a day, they actually thought about how it affects the entire experience. Beyond that, the update is packed with fixes and improvements, and this is where things start to feel more polished overall. Stability has clearly been a big focus. A bunch of crashes that could happen during normal gameplay have been fixed, along with those really frustrating ones that could occur when saving or overwriting save files. If you've ever lost progress in Fallout 4, you know how painful that can be, so this alone is a huge win. There were also crashes tied to loading autosaves during certain main quest moments, and even issues caused by docking or undocking the system mid-game. Those are the kinds of problems that don't happen all the time, but when they do, they completely break immersion. Fixing those makes the whole experience feel more reliable. On top of that, memory handling has been improved, which helps reduce instability during long play sessions. So if you're the kind of player who gets lost in the game for hours, you should notice fewer hiccups over time. Performance and visuals got some love too. Environmental flickering and lighting inconsistencies in interiors and certain weather conditions have been addressed, which means the world feels more stable visually. There were also fixes for missing or incorrect visual effects like water puddles, bullet holes, blood splatter, and terrain textures. These are the kinds of details that you don't always notice individually, but together they make the world feel more complete and believable. Another nice improvement is the visual stability when scrolling through weapons at workbenches. If you've ever customized your gear and noticed weird flickers or glitches while switching between items, that should now feel smoother and more consistent. The user interface and menus also got a solid cleanup. Missing button prompts and trade menus have been fixed, which makes interactions feel less confusing. HUD elements now properly respect opacity settings, so if you like tweaking your UI, it'll actually behave the way you expect. There were also visual artifacts when reading notes or magazines at higher frame rates, and those have been resolved, making reading AIM content feel cleaner. Switching between docked and handheld modes is now more seamless too, especially when it comes to frame rate options. That's something that can easily break immersion if it doesn't work properly, so it's good to see it addressed. On top of that, there were fixes for UI text and icons appearing incorrectly in certain languages, which improves accessibility for a wider range of players. Save and load functionality has also been tightened up. There were rare cases where the load menu could become inaccessible, and that's now fixed. Save files will properly update and show the correct location names, which helps keep things organized.